What's going on, guys, and welcome to the channel and the first episode of the Pay Yourself First Project. Thank you so much for being here. It truly is an honor and a blessing just to have the opportunity to speak with you. This entire channel is all about, all of us working together to become the absolute best versions of ourselves, physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. So you can expect, some fitness, you can expect some, mindset, you can expect some personal development, you can expect some spiritual stuff, like just all across the board, everything that goes into making yourself the best version of you that you can be, like that's what we're going to do here. Because in a day and age where really focusing on yourself has become this selfish or vain thing, or being successful has become selfish or vain, it just really shouldn't be that way, because the fact of the matter is we all love helping people. It's the most fulfilling thing that we do. But you can't go out there and help other people until you again, it's the old saying of you can't pour from an empty cup. And so that's what this channel is about, is so you can become the best version of you so that you can go then into the world and invest into others. So today we're going to start with my number one tip for clearing your mind. And I think where I want to start is just where I was. And where I'm sure a lot of you all are or have found yourself before, where you just can't get a wrap on your brain. I mean, you just got these racing thoughts. You're drifting off into space while you're at work or you're at school, or somebody's talking to you and you're thinking about something completely different, or you have that anxiety kind of heaviness in your chest. Like, again, I've felt it all. Okay. And for the longest time, I just ran from it. I just continued to run. But I realized, it really was just within my personal relationship. Like, it had gotten to a point where there was just so much tension in our relationship, and I just couldn't figure out why. And it got to a breaking point, and things were not in a good spot. And I was like, man, I'm going to do whatever it takes to figure this out. And so I'd read this book, Stillness is the Key, or I had just picked it up. And in the book, Ryan Holiday talks about, all these amazing, world leaders, from presidents to Gandhi to, generals to CEOs, all these successful people, and how all of them had this, this practice of stillness, right? Whether it was 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour. Again, there's tons of different people. There are tons of different strategies to do this. And I was like, hey, you know what? Let's give it a shot. And so what I started with was really just driving to and from work without any audio, without music, audio books, podcasts, nothing. And within 2 minutes, it's like somebody put a dumbbell on my chest. Like, I couldn't breathe. I was freaking out. And I was like, whoa, that's not okay. And as I analyzed this, I realized that the reason why I was so afraid of that time is because I didn't know who I was. Like, I mean, again, in today's day and age, from the time we wake up to the time we go to bed, we're constantly inundated with, videos, music, podcasts, like across the board. You're constantly conditioned by these outside sources. And I had this thought, and I said, man, I don't even think I know myself. And you're probably you might be feeling the same way. Because if you really start to think about it, when's the last time you spent time by yourself without music, podcasts, audiobooks, like with just you, yourself, and your thoughts? When's the last time you did it? So the question is, do you know yourself, or do you know a conditioned version of yourself? And that fascinated me. And so I started to try to learn how to decondition myself and get comfortable with who I was. Because, again, anxiety or anxious thoughts like that, they're rooted in the fear of the unknown or the fear of the future. Again, I'm not talking about clinical anxiety. I'm not talking about, I'm not a psychologist or psychiatrist or anything like that. But just those anxious racing thoughts. And it started realizing, like, it's the fear of the unknown or the fear of the future. And since I realized that I didn't know who I was, the source of a lot of this just constant angst was the fact that I didn't know me, right? It's like kind of having somebody follow you around, right, that you don't know, like just attached to your hip. And like, I think that would freak anybody out if you just had some person you didn't know just hanging out next to you. And so it all started to come together. And so I held myself accountable to starting with 5 minutes. 5 minutes of the drives, I didn't listen to anything. And once I could comfortably do that, I upped it to 10, right? And then I could make it to work without anything. And then I started working my way back. And I worked my way up to about 20, 25 minutes of stillness every single day. And, I do 30 minutes a day now. It's a pretty standard, amount that I can, fit into my lifestyle. And man, just by doing that, like the anxiety feeling in my chest went away. The racing thoughts, chilled out. Like my ability to focus and create and be effective, my ability to be present in my relationship, like it all improved simply because I slowed down and I created some space for me to just think about my thoughts and think about what's going on in my life and really just be comfortable with who I am. Okay. And so that's my advice. Like if you're somebody who struggles with, racing thoughts or, just the inability to focus or anything like that, start by spending some time in your thoughts, with your thoughts, by yourself. Cut out the stimulation, cut out the audiobooks, the podcasts, different things. And I know that you're telling me, but I need to listen to those. Look, I'm still listening to podcasts. I still listen to audiobooks, but you don't need to be doing it from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed. Okay, you know a lot of the stuff that you already need to know. You just need to learn how to remind yourself. And if you're constantly distracted by all these things, you can't remind yourself of the things you already know. And if you can't remind yourself, you can't execute them. So you constantly live in this hamster wheel of learn, but you never apply. Okay, and that's where I was stuck. But once I started doing this, my relationship got better. We're engaged now, getting married here soon. Okay, my career got way better. I was able to get promoted, increase my income, all the things. My relationship with my family got better. My relationship with my friends got better. Like everything got better simply because I learned how to, I just got comfortable with who I am and my own thoughts. And so hopefully, again, if you try it out, I would love to hear your feedback in the comments below because I know it's been a world of a difference for me. But anyways, that's pretty much what I got. If there's anything, that you guys want to see or have questions about on this, please drop them in the comments below. I'll give whatever feedback I can. But all in all, I just want to say thank you. If you've made it this far in the video, I'm humbled to say the absolute least. Because this is something that means a lot to me. I've been working on this for a few years. So thank you for making it this far. If you took value from this, please like, comment, subscribe, share, whatever that would mean the world. Because again, like my whole goal is to make this about a group of individuals, that are working together to pay themselves first so that they can invest into others and make the world a better place. So thank you guys. I love you guys. And I hope you have a great rest of your day.